Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another broadcast of The Weekly with me, Neff. Please subscribe to the channel and share this video with a couple of friends and colleagues. Helps out a lot. And also trying to reach 1,000 subscriptions here. Appreciate that. Let's talk a little bit more about 28 years later. Last time we spoke on it, we talked about the tomato meter, right? That is the ratings from the critics, what the critics had to say about it when that embargo lifted. But now that the film is out, we can now see the popcorn meter and we can see what the fans and audience members think about this film. Quite some crazy deviation here, ladies and gents, so let's look at it. I just got the information here. I'm going to put it up on the screen for this film in particular. So it dropped from, I believe it was like about a 95 last time I spoke on it. And that was the rating on the tomato meter from the critics. So now we have 164 reviews and it's sitting at a 90% now. Now, the popcorn meter, this is what we've been waiting for. What do the moviegoers think about this film? With 500 verified ratings turned into this website, we have it at a 68%. So you have a 22% deviation there. Very interesting. Typically what you'll see with Rotten Tomatoes is either the critics will like the film and the audience will somewhat think the same. It'll probably be around the same score. So let's just say the tomato meter's at a 95%. Well, more than likely, the audience score would probably be at about a low 90 or maybe even above it, a 97%. And then you have times where the popcorn meter is way higher than a tomato meter. So, for instance, the popcorn meter could be reading at a 90, and the tomato meter from the critics might be at a 79. You have that type of deviation. Very interesting when you have the critics rating this film a lot higher than the general audience is, especially with the hype you would think is behind this film. I want to look at 3 reviews, and I just want to see what people think about this film overall. I don't think they're going to be all negative, but we will see the first 3, and then we'll go from there. And so this is the first of the audience reviews from someone named Dangerous Lee, obviously, probably a nickname. Great film, great scares, some unexpected laughs. I might even shed a tear or two. Totally subverted all my expectations. Highly recommended, 4.5 out of 5 stars, so pretty positive there. Then we have Babs. Disappointing. First 2 movies were great. This one made no sense. If I'd have been watching it at home, I would have turned it off. 1 out of 5 stars, so pretty harsh review there. This one is from RB. Nothing like any of the first 2. Disappointment. I thought I was going to an exciting horror movie, only to realize I was in a slow-paced drama. 2 out of 5 stars. And then we'll just wrap it up with one more positive one here. This is from Jacob. Crazy, awesome, love zombie movies. Super excited for the next one. 5 out of 5 stars. So interesting there. It seems to be a split down the middle for the fans of this film, I'd say. And I'll be watching it tomorrow, so I'll definitely be letting you know what I think about this film. Wonder what direction they're going to go in with this. Obviously, like I said, this is a planned trilogy, so we have Bone Temple, which will come out sometime next year, and then the third one, which we don't have titled, but more than likely they'll be shooting very soon. I want to look at some history, though. Let's look at 28 Days Later and look at the ratings for that initially. No reviews, just the ratings. So for 28 Days Later, of course, this released in 2003. We have 235 reviews. The tomato meter is at an 87%. The popcorn meter, with over 250,000 reviews, is at an 85%. So very similar to what I was saying before, when the deviation isn't off much, about the same as what the critics think for the audience. Then we have 28 Weeks Later, which was the sequel to that film. That came out in 2007. 196 reviews, tomato meter is at a 72%, and the popcorn meter with over 250,000 reviews is at a 66%. So it really seems that 28 Weeks Later and 28 Years Later are aligning when it comes to what the audience thinks about the film overall. Very interesting information that we have here, ladies and gents, and cannot wait to speak on this in my review tomorrow night or Sunday morning, so be on the lookout for that. Let me know what you think about this news in the comments. Do you give it any credence? Are you going to be watching this film for yourself? And if you have seen this film already, please chime in. What did you think about the film overall? And more specifically, what did you think about this film as a continuation of 28 Days and Weeks Later? Do you think this film is better than the first 2? Do you think that it's not as good as the first 2? I want to know what you think about it. Subscribe to the channel, please. Like this video and share this video with a couple of friends and colleagues. Ring the bell for notifications and be safe. It's Neff signing off.